Hello, viewers and students. During this meeting, I'm going to discuss with the relationship of business level strategy with industry and comparative advantage, and then how we can implement the business strategy through different functional level strategy, or at the end, we will discuss shortly about the blue ocean strategy. So, properly executed, a well chosen and well crafted business level strategy can give a comparative advantage to the company over comparative advantage over their potential rivals, and more precisely it can put the company at the advantage position relative to the each of the comparative forces which we have discussed in Porter 5 forces of model. So low cost company can make profit at price that its rival cannot profitably match, and this makes it more difficult for rivals to enter into the market. In other words, the low cost company can build an entry barrier to its market. A low cost position and the ability to charge low prices and still make profit also give a company protection against substitutes, goods or services. Low cost can help a company to absorb to absorb cost increases that may be passed on downstream by powerful suppliers. Low cost can also enable the company to respond to the demands for deep price discounts from powerful buyers and still make money. And the low cost company is often best positioned to survive price rivalry in the industry as well. Indeed, a low cost company may deliberately initiate a price war in order to grow volume and drive its weaker rival out of the industry. The differentiated companies is also protected against each of the uh, five forces of the Porter. The brand loyalty associated with differentiation can constitute an important entry barrier. So, protecting the company market from potential competitors. Because a successful differentiator sells on non-price factors, it is also less exposed to pricing pressure from powerful buyers. A successful differentiator may be able to implement price increases without encountering much, if any, resistance from buyers. The brand loyalty enjoyed by the differentiated company also gives it protection from substitutes, goods and services. And the differentiated company is also protected from intense price rivalry within its industry by its brand loyalty and by the fact that the non-price factors are important to the its customer set. At the same time, the differentiated company often does have to invest significant effort and resources in non-price rivalry, such as brand building through marketing campaigns or expensive product development efforts. But to the extent that it is successful, it can reap the benefit of these investments in the form of stable or higher prices. And what point left? And okay. And focus companies often have an advantage over their broad market rival in the particular segment or the niche that they compete in. And the same can be true for the differentiated company by focusing on a niche and customizing the offering to that segment. A differentiated company can often outsell differentiated rivals that target a broader market. So that is also true for the company who are focusing on a particular niche. Okay, now implementing the business level strategy. So business level strategy is implemented through the function level strategy and the organizational arrangement. So if you want to get an advantage from the business level strategy, so it must be translated uh, into, uh, it must be integrated with the function level strategy and the organizational arrangements. So actions taken at the functional level should support the business level strategy, as should the organizational arrangement of the enterprise. An alignment or a fit between the functional level strategy, business level strategy, and the organizational arrangement is necessary for the successful implementation of a business level strategy. Okay, now lowering cost through the functional level strategy and the organization. Companies achieve a low cost position primarily through pursuing a functional level strategy that result in superior efficiency and superior product reliability. And the following are clearly important. First is to achieve the economies of scale and the learning effects. By learning effect, economies of scale, we have discussed this concept in our last lectures. So I'm not going to discuss it here. I've also discussed about the learning curve and the experience curve. जैसे जैसे कंपनी की लर्निंग इंक्रीज होती है अबाउट द प्रोडक्शन और प्रोडक्शन प्रोसेस और अबाउट दैट बिजनेस, तो उनकी कॉस्ट जो है वो डिक्रीज होती चली जाती है। और इसके अंदर आपके जो फंक्शनल डिपार्टमेंट हैं वो रोल प्ले करते हैं। बाय इम्प्रूविंग देयर लर्निंग, बाय एक्सपीरियंस, दे आर लोअरिंग द कॉस्ट ऑफ द प्रोड्यूसिंग दैट पर्टिकुलर प्रोडक्ट। Then adopt lean production and the flexible manufacturing technologies that this also lower the cost. Implement quality improvement methodologies to produce reliable goods. देखें, अगर गुड जो होंगे reliable होंगे, so that the material and the time are not wasted producing and delivering poor quality product that have to be scrapped, reworked or reproduced from the scratch. तो reliable product होंगे, quality improvement होगी, तो उससे भी cost जो होगी कंपनी की save होगी. Then streamlining process to take out the unnecessary action, जहाँ time waste हो रहा है, जहाँ cost waste हो रही है, उनको streamline करना. And using information system to automate the business process, information technology की help से integrate करना businesses को और उनके business की performance को बेहतर करना. Like implementing just-in-time inventory and control system, or taking steps to retain the customer and reduce the customer complaints. ये सारी चीजें cost को जो हैं वो lower करती हैं. And ensure that organization structure, system and culture reward action that lead to higher productivity and greater efficiency. तो कंपनी के ऐसे स्ट्रक्चर हो, कंट्रोल हो, इंसेंटिव सिस्टम हो, कल्चर हो जो कि एम्फसाइज करे ऐसे एक्शंस को और ऐसे बिहेवियर को which are consistent to higher productivity and greater efficiency. And the kind of the organization arrangement that are favored in such circumstances include a flat organization structure with a very few level in the managerial hierarchy, clear lines of accountability and control measurement and control system that focus on productivity and cost containment, and incentive system that encourage employees to work in a productive manner as much possible. तो ये सब चीजें अगर ऑर्गेनाइजेशन के अंदर होंगी तो उससे उनकी कॉस्ट कम हो जाएगी, और जब कॉस्ट कम होगी तो वो अपनी जो लोअर कॉस्ट की पोजीशन है बिजनेस लेवल स्ट्रेटजी के लेवल पे उसको इम्प्लीमेंट कर पाएंगे. तो अब डिफरेंशिएशन की हम बात कर लेते हैं. डिफरेंशिएशन थ्रू फंक्शनल लेवल स्ट्रेटजी एंड द ऑर्गेनाइजेशन. As with the lower cost to successfully differentiate itself, a company must pursue the right action at the functional level, and it must organize itself appropriately. Pursuing a functional level strategies that enable the company to achieve superior quality in terms of both reliability and excellence is important, as the emphasis for the differentiation company is on the innovation in the product offering and high levels of customer responsiveness. Superior quality, innovation, and customer responsiveness are three of the four building blocks of the comparative advantage. And the specific functional strategies to improve the differentiation include the following. First is customization of the product offering and the marketing mix to differentiate the market segments. And that is example, for example, I've given an example of Toyota cars. They have customized their product offering according to the different kind of the market segments. They have the buses and Hilux vans and sedan cars, and at the high end they have Lexus. They have a different offerings for the different market segments. Then designing product offering that have perceived high quality regarding their functions, features, performance, and reliability. Handle and respond to customer queries and problems promptly. Focus marketing efforts on the building block and perceive differentiation from the rivals. That how your marketing department create your brand and how your product has been perceived different from your rivals, and ensure employees act in a manner consistent with the company image. What is the company image? If the company image is to provide a high-end quality product, so the company employees' behavior should be consistent in that regard, that they are providing that kind of a quality to the customer. And then hiring and employee development strategy is designed to ensure that employee acts in a manner, the kind of the image which the company is projecting to the world. So when it comes to the organizational part, so creating the right kind of a structure, controls, incentives, and culture which can help the company to differentiate itself from the rival, or in a differentiated enterprise, one key issue is to make sure that the marketing, product design, customer service, customer care functions all play a key role. Making sure that the control system, incentive system, and culture are aligned with that strategic thrust, that's very extremely important for the differentiated company. By which I mean that, for example, if the company is a high end, for example, there's a Calvin Klein or Tommy Hilfiger, these are the high end brands. So the company control system, incentive system, and culture align with the marketing efforts of those companies as well. That the company can provide, the company structure can provide that kind of a strategic thrust to their marketing efforts, so they can portray the image which the company want to portray in the mind of their consumers. That's important for the differentiation strategy, to create that kind of the brand loyalty among their consumers and among their customer. So they need a robust marketing and advertising function, which can help them to achieve this kind of a strategic this strategic objective for the company. Okay, now let's talk about the blue ocean strategy. And sometimes the company can fundamentally shift the game in their industry by figuring out a way to offer more value through differentiation at a lower cost than rival. And this is referred to as a value innovation, a term first coined by Chan Kim and Rennie Mabog. I think Mabog, we can pronounce it. Okay, Rennie. Their basic proposition in their blue ocean strategy is that many successful companies have built their comparative advantage by redefining their product offering through value innovation and, in a sense, creating a new market space. And they describe the process of thinking through value innovation as search for a blue ocean, which they characterize as a wide open market space where company can chart its own course. They use the concept of a strategic canvas to map out how value innovators differ from their rivals. And you can see example in the figure 5.6. When thinking how a company might redefine its market and craft a new business level strategy, they suggest that the managers ask themselves the following questions. So you can compare the blue ocean strategy with the red ocean strategy, where the companies are following it's basically that's a zero sum value. If the one company is gaining, the other company is losing. That's the red ocean strategy. But the blue ocean strategy is trying to find a new market, a new space for the company, where they can differentiate their product and where they can also have a low cost due to the economies of the scale. Rather than focusing on the red ocean, where each company is basically competing of the market share of each other. So they're trying to find a new kind of a space. Examples of a company, Dell in 2000, when they found a new space for their product. IKEA, furniture company, they found a new space for their product offerings of furniture. So these are two examples which followed the blue ocean strategy, and their blue ocean comes through innovation. Sometimes innovation creates a blue ocean for that company. So to redefine its market and create a new business level strategy, a company must first eliminate factor that rival take for granted and reduce cost. Southwest Airline की example भी है इसके अंदर. किस तरीके से उन्होंने बहुत सारे बोर्डिंग के जो प्रोसीजर्स थे उनको एलिमिनेट कर दिया और क्विक कर दिया, जल्दी कर दिया, जिसकी वजह से कंपनीज जो हैं वो कंपनी ने वहाँ से कॉस्ट अपनी सेव की। रिड्यूस सर्टेन फैक्टर बिलो इंडस्ट्री स्टैंडर्ड्स एंड लोअर कॉस्ट, और दूसरे फैक्टर रेज सर्टेन फैक्टर अबव इंडस्ट्री स्टैंडर्ड्स एंड इंक्रीज वैल्यू एंड क्रिएट फैक्टर्स दैट राइवल डू नॉट ऑफर एंड इंक्रीज वैल्यू। तो इसके हवाले से उन्होंने साउथ वेस्ट एयरलाइन की एग्जांपल दी हुई है कि साउथ वेस्ट एयरलाइन ने कैसे डिफ्रेंशिएट किया, कैसे कौन फैक्टर्स को रिड्यूस किया, और कहाँ उन्होंने ज़्यादा फ्रेंडली सर्विस प्रोवाइड की, कंपनी स्टैंडर्ड से ज़्यादा फ्रेंडली सर्विस प्रोवाइड की, रेज किया स्टैंडर्ड्स को सर्विस के हवाले से। इसकी वजह से कंज्यूमर का जो एक्सपीरियंस है वो काफ़ी सेटिस्फाइड रहा इस हवाले से। तो भारत ब्लू ओशन स्ट्रैटेजी के हवाले से एक यूजफुल फ्रेमवर्क है, एंड अटेंशन इज टू नीड थिंक डिफरेंटली फ्रॉम द राइवल्स, और जो हो रहा है इंडस्ट्री से उसे थोड़ा डिफरेंट सोचा जाए और कोई ऐसी ऑफरिंग की जाए जिससे उनकी स्ट्रेटेजिक पोजीशन जो है वो बेहतर हो जाए उस इंडस्ट्री के हवाले से। One of the great advantage of the successful value innovation is that it can catch rival off guard and make it difficult for them to catch up. In some value innovation, because it shifts the basics of the competition, that can result in a sustained competitive advantage for the company. An innovating company, due to their relative inertia of the rivals and their inability to respond in a timely manner without breaking prior strategic commitments. So, मतलब जब मैं आपको एग्जांपल दूं इसकी वैल्यू इनोवेशन के हवाले से, टोयोटा कंपनी के जब लीन प्रोडक्शन सिस्टम आए हैं और जापानीज गाड़ियां जब अमेरिका के अंदर इंट्रोड्यूस हुई हैं, तो अमेरिकन जो मैन्युफैक्चरिंग सिस्टम थे उनका जो प्रोसीजर प्रोसेस वो डिफरेंट था। जब लीन प्रोडक्शन सिस्टम आया और जापानीज गाड़ी की पॉपुलैरिटी भी बढ़ गई और उनका मैन्युफैक्चरिंग टाइम भी रिड्यूस हो गया, तो अमेरिकन कंपनीज को उसको कैचअप करने के अंदर टाइम लगा। तो जो इनर्शिया की बात मैंने आपकी की ना, जो राइवल्स का इनर्शिया है टू चेंज फ्रॉम देयर ओल्ड प्रैक्टिसेस, उस टाइम की वजह से उस कंपनी को टाइम मिल जाता है कि उसके अंदर वो अपनी प्रॉफिटेबिलिटी को इंक्रीज कर सकते हैं और एक सस्टेन्ड प्रॉफिटेबल ग्रोथ की तरफ जा सकते हैं, जिससे उनकी कंपनी की प्रॉफिटेबिलिटी भी इंक्रीज होती है और प्रॉफिट ग्रोथ भी होती है। तो ये एक डिफरेंट तरीके से सोचना उस इंडस्ट्री के अंदर और कैसे आप उस कंपनी के अंदर कॉस्ट को मिनिमाइज करते हुए डिफरेंशिएशन कर सकते हैं, ये ब्लू ओशन स्ट्रेटजी का मेन फोकस है। ओके, दैट्स इट फॉर द दिस मीटिंग, एंड वी हैव डिस्कस अबाउट द ब्लू ओशन स्ट्रेटजी। और उससे पहले मैंने आपसे डिस्कस किया था डिफरेंशिएशन थ्रू फंक्शनल स्ट्रेटजी एंड ऑर्गेनाइजेशन एंड implementing the business strategy of cost minimization through functional strategy and the organization. And we have discussed about the business level strategy and relationship with industry and the comparative advantage. तो यही बातें डिस्कस हुई हुई हैं। बाकी कुछ डिस्कशन क्वेश्चंस हैं, ये जो आपके हम लोग क्लास में डिस्कस करेंगे। These discussion questions we are going to discuss in the class. Okay, goodbye.